mid-Georgian, possibly, could be 1740s. It's a 6-panel door they've cut down. So that's the original summer erector moulding, and that had another 2 panels at the top, and they've cut it down.
Oh my goodness.
They've come in from somewhere else.
Right.
They've cut it down, then they've widened it to use it here, and they've planted this Regency moulding, which you want to copy for your shutters.
Is that
That's
the
what you want
moulding?
for the shutters upstairs.
Okay.
And what they've done here, they've got a 2-panel 1720s door, on the other side is 2-panel, put this in and modernised it, and that's the original. If you look at the other side, you will see that it's 1710s, 1720s, 30s.
17?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
And it would have had H hinges.
God.
So that's reused.
And this wood has lasted in this condition all these years.
And that one is another early 18th century door, and in the Regency period they put on, or early Victorian period, they put the window in, and that's an early Victorian bow latch.
Okay.
And this one here is another early door with just a single panel at the bottom, and they put a later moulding in.
And then this stuff is just typical Victorian.
That's Victorian style made into the 1950s, but it was certainly around.
It went on a long time.
It went on a long time, and it was very widely used.
God, okay, and then down
And
here?
up here you've got, this is really interesting, those hinges could be, they had the same hinges in the 1690s and earlier in Hampton Court Palace. So this door here,
that is phenomenal.
this is, I don't think the hinges have been reused, but the doors come from underneath the staircase. It may have come from the old staircase or something like that. It's been an understairs cupboard. Yes, and they're really, this is Victorian. It may have been imported, that's just imitation panelling.
Okay.
And this one here,
Big door, this.
yes, this is probably Regency with possibly a later latch. But that's really interesting, that one.
And this?
That's late Victorian, well, Victorian. In the late Victorian with the shop front, yes.
So obviously it doesn't have the latch for the big lock.
Oh, yes, it may have been set in, of course. But the lock would have been moved from an older door.
Okay.
What's happened?
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
What's
you've got that. Oh, that was a security device from the old door, that a bolt engaged with that. That's really interesting, actually. That's older than the actual door. How fascinating.
So how did that work? Did they have something on the door that stopped it opening?
Yes.
We recently
That's right.
went to a house in Brighton where they had a recess in the wall about
It's not often you see those.
where the door
Really?
came back and the knob fitted into
Oh, really?
this recess, so it didn't
But
knock
it's
into
possibly been moved from an older door.
Right, because it's certainly been embedded there.
It has.
So that's going nowhere.
But
No,
that,
I'm not taking it any of them things out.
And this I don't understand why it's got a little...
Oh, it's
that's
got
for the lock.
Oh, that's the
That's
same.
for the lock to go into.
That's the same sort of thing, isn't
That's
it?
for that big
And a
drawer.
house in
So the door's been
Brighton,
replaced.
Oh, when you have
back
it...
in
yes.
there, you see.
So one base.
Isn't that fascinating?
We saw one recently.
Yeah, that's what you
like
said, I
it.
didn't
Yeah.
Oh
It's on the
my
promenade in
goodness.
Brighton, a Regency townhouse.
Oh, well that's...
Or was it Georgian?
That's what that's for. Is it possible to see the garden elevation of the
No, no,
basement?
we're going to be going all the
Because
way
there may be
through
some indication of the brickwork of older work.
Have you got the keys, Robin?
there. Yeah. Well, we'll go to the basement first.
Lights are all on.
So this is old panelling, hopefully?
Yes.
See, because what's fascinating there is how the panelling finishes.
No, and they've reused panelling and they've used older bits.
Our kitchen when it's done.
And this is all original still?
This is late 18th, early 19th. They've cut out a newel post. Something's happened here. They've done something here. They've cut that off or something. I don't know what. This is later. I'm trying to work out what's happened there.
Because this looks original, and I think they've just put in new pieces.
They seem to have lost
A few pieces.
reason a newel. I'm sure that would have, that's later.
Put this here so it would break, but we've actually taken it out and put it securely because we can put it back.
I'll have to look at that in detail.
It's saying original. As far as we get told it's original, whether you guys it's original is a different matter.
It's very odd that. Because that should be another newel like that running up.
Okay.
There's a join there. I can't understand.
The wires that have all come out.
There's an old alteration. Something's happened.
Odd something, okay.
Range oil would have been there because there's a
Another
fire.
one there
Bricked
that's
up.
been cut off.
Anyway, I'll let them explain.
And then, I don't know if you want to look amongst all this rubble here,
There's a little door over there in the corner, look. Very old
but
door
we've,
over
you know, there's an old drain.
there. Probably a horse ahead. There's a touch.
Not terrible.
Not terribly
very
old. There's an old piece of wood.
Old timber in there.
This was all in the tunnel, so we took it out to save it, but we don't know if it's worth keeping or if it's just worth throwing or. You know, there's some skirting there and
Have a good, and then also more here. There's, I don't know if it's
much of it, you just
original.
don't know
Or,
what to do with it.
That's some of that's Victorian skirting.
okay.
This is a. Let's have a look here. That's a piece of original moulding.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting. What's that? There's a window. Kept this.
Sorry?
Glad you kept this.
Yes. No, we would never throw any of this away.
Victorian skirting, which is the larger stuff we saw upstairs.
Now that looks
That's
like
the
from the
banister.
banister.
that does look like that one does.
So this is original.
Balustrading, yes.
All sorts through skips. Where you can see somewhere. Oh, now that's a bit
Gosh.
God, you've
That's cut down. That's how strange. It's like part of a shop front that's been.
definitely got an eye for these things, huh?
Well, he said he had his
God.
That's what they're hoping to find. So there's loads of doors.
Yeah, it's that one. That's
Doors everywhere. That's what I'm saying. There's everywhere we look.
That's a fascinating piece of stuff you found there.
It can be
Can I
used.
unscrew these screws? Because maybe this. I've got a screwdriver in my pocket. Just wondering if they're hand cut or. But this is obviously something not that old, but it's part of something to do with the shop front, I reckon.
God. Interesting.
I wish.
those are clips, as we call it.
Unbelievable.
This is what happens with short sight.
Oh, it's annoying, isn't it?
Oh gosh.
Is that an original screw?
It certainly could be 1840s, 1850s. Where
Isn't
it
it?
states from.
That is fascinating.
I'm so glad sensible you kept this stuff. People just skip all these things.
No, we wouldn't do that.
No.
That's why we just think the people before have skipped. Because we believe there's a very old fire surround behind this wall.
Yeah.
But we think they just blocked it up.
Yeah, I know there is because there was pictures of this. They showed us pictures when they first took it, and there's an old fireplace behind here. And then
probably
when we
had
asked
it
the man, he went, "Oh, I don't remember
arranged,
anything." And they bricked
Yeah.
it in. And also, there's a door there behind there that goes onto the street.
Oh,
So they had that bricked in as well.
This
interesting.
this is something to do with the shop front
Yeah.
when they replaced it or it's been reused, but it's hard to say because it's been obviously adapted. But it's something you might be able to use somewhere, I suppose. You've got a piece of architrave there, which is that's Regency.
Is that any of... So that's architrave, so we wouldn't...
That's the plate. That's the base for it. So that basically goes on there.
Oh! Oh!
So that's an original piece. Well, I say original. That's
And then that goes around a door.
yes.
And these are just... That's just...
That bit with white paint.
These are old
Green.
shop
Does
fittings
that
here.
come from somewhere close by? That's the green back there.
Look how wide this is.
That's some boxing in.
That's skirting.
Is that the original?
That's incredible. incredibly high. Gosh.